Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been hearing the absolute roar of buzz around AI lately and you're trying to figure out what's hype and what's actual tangible business value, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're tossing out the heavy technical jargon. We're focusing strictly on what this means for you, the busy executive. We're looking at a shift that's going to completely redefine how work gets done, moving us from relying totally on human bandwidth to unleashing digital intelligence that literally acts on our behalf.
And the sheer scale of the disruption predicted here? It's staggering. We're not just talking about a couple of new software tools. AI agents are the new apps. The expectation is that we're going to see thousands, then hundreds of millions, and eventually billions of these agents. Think about that for a second. We're looking at a future where there are likely more AI agents operating in the background than there are human beings on the planet. For the first time ever, we're seeing the birth of an entire industry based completely on deployable digital skills. It is wild, and it sets the stage for why you absolutely need to understand this right now. Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The executive AI imperative. 2. Intelligence versus action. 3. Under the hood, workflows. 4. The 4-step agent cycle. 5. Agents in action. And 6. Competitive advantage. Let's jump right in. Section 1, the executive AI imperative.
Right now, let's be honest, your absolute best people are probably bogged down by routine task bottlenecks. There is a very real hard cap on human bandwidth. But looking to the future, we're moving to a completely different model driven by agent capabilities. By automating those routine tasks, you're essentially unlocking your human workforce. You're freeing them up to focus almost exclusively on growth, on strategy, on innovation. It's not about replacing your team. Actually, scratch that. It's about fundamentally upgrading what your team gets to spend their valuable time doing.
Moving to Section 2, intelligence versus action.
If raw AI is the raw brainpower, the AI agent is the practical, hands-on version that actually gets stuff done. Think of raw AI as a genius sitting in a room with a million brilliant ideas. Amazing, right? But it's not actually useful to your business until you give that genius a specific job to do. Enter the AI agent. The agent is the doer. It takes that raw intelligence, rolls up its sleeves, and turns it into action. It's the difference between simply knowing how to do something and actually executing it to clear off your to-do list.
And it really boils down to a simple 1-2-3 mechanism from comprehension to execution. First, they understand. They listen to what you're asking for. Second, they think. They process that information and figure out the absolute best way to help you. And third, they act. They don't just toss you a suggestion. They actually deliver the answer, implement the solution, or just complete the whole task entirely. It's seamless.
All right, Section 3, under the hood, workflows. Let's strip away that intimidating black box aura for a minute. It all starts with the interface. This is simply the visible surface area where you issue a command or ask a question. It's what you and I actually interact with. It might be a chat window, a voice assistant on your phone, or literally just a button inside your company's software. The interface is just the front door. It's the easiest part to grasp, but it's really only half the story.
Because behind that interface lies the workflow. This is where the real magic happens. It's an invisible, automated flowchart that takes that initial command and processes it in the background. To use a great analogy, think about leaving a babysitter in charge of your kids. You don't just walk out the door, right? You give them detailed instructions on bedtime, snacks, emergencies. Developers do the exact same thing here. They provide the agent with data-driven instructions so the back-end decision nodes know precisely how to respond to different situations.
So let's put it all together and see how this flows. Step 1, the user hits the interface with a request. Step 2, the agent immediately dives into the database to find relevant info. Step 3, it hits a decision node. Basically, based on the data, what's the correct path to take? And finally, Step 4, it actually performs the task, like firing off an email to a client. And the crazy part? All of this happens in milliseconds, completely behind the scenes, ensuring you get the best possible result without having to micromanage a thing.
Which brings us to Section 4, the 4-step agent cycle. Deploying these agents follows a really clear sequence. It starts with the input, asking the question or giving the command. Then, processing, the agent thinking and searching. Then, action, performing the answer or performing the task. But look at Step 4, learning. This is a massive game changer. Unlike traditional software that stays exactly the same until a developer updates it, an AI agent operates on a continuous feedback loop.
This is where the compounding ROI really kicks in. The secret is continuous learning loops. The more your team or your customers use the AI agent, the smarter and more tailored it becomes. It learns from past user interactions to drastically improve its future results. You are essentially deploying an asset that appreciates in value and competence over time, automatically.
Okay, Section 5, Agents in Action. So, what does this actually look like on a Tuesday morning? Well, imagine smarter customer service handling, where an agent instantly resolves Tier 1 support tickets. Think about automated scheduling and project planning that updates dynamically without human intervention. Or streamlined sales processes, where an agent qualifies leads and updates your CRM while your sales team is fast asleep. These aren't futuristic concepts. These are practical, everyday applications making businesses exponentially more efficient right now.
Finally, Section 6, Competitive Advantage.
Look, as an executive, you are facing a stark ultimatum here. Embracing AI agents now creates a massive lead, while waiting poses a very genuine risk to your business. This isn't just an optional tech upgrade. Early adopters are embracing these tools and achieving major scaling advantages and efficiencies that were previously impossible without massive capital. Meanwhile, the laggards, the companies that wait to kind of see how things play out, are going to find themselves structurally incapable of keeping up with the speed and cost structures of their AI-enabled competitors.
So we have to end with the most important question. Are you ready for the biggest transformation in our lifetime? Or will you let the competition scale without you? AI agents are set to absolutely revolutionize how work gets done, transforming raw intelligence into tireless assistants that understand, think, act, and continuously learn. The technology is here, the workflows are established, and the competitive lines are literally being drawn as we speak. Take this briefing back to your team and start planning your next move.